Hey everyone, we are back on the square at the new office in Lawrenceville. It's been a real struggle over the last few weeks. If you can't get materials, then you can't get laborers. We've been waiting on a number of items to move on to the next step, and it's a little bit like dominoes. Working on this building is you kind of have to complete one thing in order to move to the next thing. We have been grouting the thin brick. This brick is installed a lot like tile. You can see it's not quite 5/8 of an inch thick, maybe a 1/2 inch thick or 3/8 or so. You can see here the blue is the actual backing panel, and you stick the bricks right on top of it. We had some trouble, or I should say a challenge, with the joints. A bunch of different guys have worked on this, and really I was just so disappointed in the quality of the joint work. So we came up with this idea of just smearing the mortar joints, and I really like it. You can see here this column, we've got some wide joints on either side, and then right here we've got some really wide joints. But by smearing the mortar, you hide all that, and I really like the look. In retrospect, I sort of wish we had done some metal panels or something, but we kind of wanted the brick just for the texture. The idea was that downstairs is dark and upstairs is light to create the contrast. So this grout really helps with that. It's a nice white grout. Over on the right, it's still drying. He did that work today. And over on the left, this is dried over a few days. Some of the items that we've waited on are these roof curbs. Took 12 weeks. Incredible. Now, we've had the HVAC units, the rooftop units, for a while, but it's interesting. The roofers, they want the roof installed before they really put these roof curbs on. We've got to, of course, cut through the top of the roof here. But the challenge is that we are extending out the back about 10 feet. So in order to do that, we need some steel, and we've waited about 8 weeks for this special steel tube. It's about a 3x10 steel tube, and so it's in now. And hopefully next week we have some good weather and we're able to get that tube up. Here you can see the last two columns. Those columns are actually inside the space, and then outside of that will be a concrete wall with some glass above it, and we designed that so you can open up that glass onto this kind of secret garden courtyard. It's a very Charleston style courtyard. Really looking forward to that. Right here is where our scupper goes in. You've seen some of the videos of the neat gargoyle that we have. This concrete block will be covered with granite, and that's the granite that we got from across the square that was a part of a wall where the Aurora Theater expansion is now. The brick is getting pretty close to finish. You can see here, it's interesting how the brick didn't quite turn the corner. So we're just gonna grout the tar out of it. We ended up extending our chimney. I don't know, maybe I'll burn some wood in the office, we'll see. But this is a working chimney, so we wanted to keep that. We extended it up over the top. If you remember, this wall right here is actually metal studs so that we could get all these step lights in it. This is means of egress across the back. We are on top of the floors right now, but what I really wanted to show everybody today was the progress of my neighbor. So it was probably about this time last year, started working on designing this space, and really I'd walked by this building a number of times and it was just in terrible shape, but it had this really cool roof structure. And so we've taken that old roof structure and we are going to reuse it for these dividers on 2 stairs that we have. This front wall will come out. We are keeping the brick wall on the far end over there, and that brick wall is actually going to form the guardrail for a fantastic patio that will extend out over the street here. Really looking forward to that. We have these fantastic glass corners in the back, and we are going to infill the window that you see in front of you. But you will be able to see that window, just kind of this blending from outside, this kind of blending of inside and outside. and there'll be this really nice entry lobby. The restaurant on the second floor is going to use it for takeout. We did some great custom benches. You can see the guys are getting ready for the concrete pour, which I believe is next week. So we've got all the plastic down here, and then they are working in the back with the footings. So we've got a series of columns. It's hard to see, but next to the archway over there is a column top. We ended up doing piles. I've taken some video of that in some earlier videos. So these piles were just driven into the ground. Got a lot of plumbing work. There are 2 bathrooms right here. There is an elevator pit that's right in the center. And then you can see the grease traps. We've got 3 1,500-gallon grease traps. And man, they're socked in there. We used every square inch of space. But you can kind of tell this archway is going to be tucked back behind the corner of our building. And the way that the center section works, you'll see the columns through the glass, but this arch is going to be hidden. So I don't know. We'll see. It'll be kind of a discovered sort of thing. You're not going to be able to see it walking across the parking lot. So I imagine they may end up having to add some signage, or people will kind of figure it out. But so yeah, here's another view. All this rock, worked really hard to expose that on the inside. You can kind of see the floor level line pulled right there. So you're going to see all this fantastic rock work. I wish I was able to expose that in my space, but it's going to be fantastic. But yeah, so we're going to have this really tall 2-story building. The building is actually taller than my space on the left. So standing right here when the building's finished, you're not going to be able to see the courthouse building. It's really pretty neat. I'm going to be interested to see how the square develops over time. Development is kind of moving away from the center out into concentric circles. But it's sort of like lakefront property, right? Everybody wants to be on the lake, and just gonna really interested to see how the square continues to develop. There's some talk of, and I believe they actually have got some plans for expanding the outside on-street seating, dining areas. The talk is to kind of where that car is right now, to expand the seating. It's been very popular. I was unsure of it when it began because the city removed parking spaces. But what it's done is it's really activated the street. So there's a lot of street life now. So what that'll do is just kind of pull the street life up the street a little bit. You can see our building right here and some of the brickwork peeking over. We'll make our way back up front. Just a fantastic space up here. We have collapsible walls on the front and on the back, so we will be able to open up this whole space and really just be an open rooftop room. Really should be a neat experience. And again, this steel panel right here is set up to be a guardrail, so this will be open to the space below, and you can see down the stair. But just a really neat experience. It is Christmas time on the square, so the trees and all the decorations are fantastic. The coffee shop is open across the way. Did a good job filling that in. And then you can see the pizza place down the way as well. So yeah, it's just a really special place. Things are starting to fill in, and it needs to become denser and denser. What we really need is a parking deck in the back. I'm sort of torn with that. I am going to have 2 dedicated spaces that are on my property, but I'm sure what's going to happen, I'm going to end up fighting people all the time parking in that. Won't be a problem in the mornings. Get here early. The square really doesn't come alive until about lunchtime. So again, hopefully next week we are going to see some steel go up, and we have the deck as well that goes up in the back. Still a little nervous. There's another stair over here on the left that that goes down by the brick wall. And that stair is exactly like this stair. I actually think I might change the design a little bit. We were doing it out of stainless steel. I might try to change it to some of this carbon steel. Just the price of stainless steel has really gone up. But yeah, so this is this space through here. Of course, we don't have power. The city has been fantastic. They have put underground power in the back, really cleaning up some of the overhead lines. The guys did get all of the plumbing in, and we were able to drain the sewer. That was an extreme challenge. There were 4 lines that were actually running underneath the florist over here, and building the restaurant, they cut through all 4 of the lines. So we had to go back in and reroute and tie in, but we were able to do it. This is the back right here. You can see it holds water real nicely. Here's one of the old sewer drains running across the back. Again, we'll have a wall in the back, and it'll actually be the height of the concrete block wall. So there's this really fantastic exterior room. You should really be able to feel the space. And one of the cool things that we did is this room is the same size as the room that's up on the upper deck. Again, just kind of that balancing of each side of the building. I stepped outside. We'll walk up to the front of the square and see what the brick joints look like. So here's our space right here. Again, the front turned out fantastic. This sapele wood seems to be holding up pretty well. Again, I'm gonna probably put another finish coat on it. You can see the joints up there. He's got to add some brick in the front. And then we got this really neat light that's going to shine down on the top brick. But here's a view of the restaurant from the front. So we have a patio that comes out 5.5 feet, and you'll walk under that, which I absolutely love. When it rains, you're able to walk under canopies all the way from the front street all the way down to the end. I had advocated for a canopy here at the alleyway. I really think this might be the beginning on the alleyway. I think some things may get added to it over time. It was a part of the art commission, one of their first projects, and I just don't, you know, it just really needs some art. It's just this real opportunity. You can see right here through our space at the restaurant, and really this is what it's going to look like. There will be a little kitchen off to the right, but it's going to be open all the way. But yeah, guys, that's it. That was a quick video showing the progress of both our office and this restaurant. If you guys haven't taken the chance to subscribe, I'd appreciate you doing that. And as always, if you could like the video, that really helps. We're trying to grow the channel. It'd be nice to get 1,000 subscribers. Supposedly something magical happens with YouTube when you get to 1,000. So if you could help me out with that, it would be fantastic. But we will see y'all next time. Take care.